So when I was pregnant the first time, I was really scared because I thought that I was gonna totally be eating for two. And that scared me because I actually love to eat. Like, I love food. So I thought that I was gonna lose total control when I was pregnant. And I was just gonna eat so much and I would pile on the pounds and I would never be able to lose my baby weight. And I'm a fitness and health coach and I have been for 20 years. So at that point, my first baby, I was like 10 years into my career or so. And I was like, this is what I do for a living. I have to be fit. I can't do this to myself, but I thought I would have zero control and it scared me. But then I started doing a little bit of research and I have to tell you this because I'm not sure if you've read this or if you've tried to find this out for yourself, but did you know that when you're pregnant, you only need 300 extra calories? Is that not crazy? That is all you need. You actually need more calories. You need to eat more calories when you're nursing because then your baby is getting all the nutrients and then you need extra calories. You actually need like 500 calories or more when you're nursing. And when you're pregnant, you only need 300 extra calories. Now, so when I found this out, when I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be totally out of control. I'm not going to be able to control what I eat. I'm going to want to eat all day long because that's what every other pregnant woman says, right? Like that's what they tell you when you're even not pregnant, like hungry all the time and you want to eat like everything in front of you and you have all these cravings. So it's kind of scary going into pregnancy, right? When you're like, you've heard all these kind of like horror stories and you're afraid that you're not going to have self-control. So, I was like, okay, what am I going to do? So I had to kind of like sit down and like have a talk with myself and say, okay, you don't have to eat for two. Yes, I have to make sure I eat enough calories so that my baby's growing healthy, but I don't need to eat for two. And I remember that moment sitting in front of the computer when I was like, it was like one of those nights when I was pregnant and I couldn't sleep. I was uncomfortable. I just got on the computer and I started Googling and I was like, okay, how many calories do I really need? And it said 300 and I was like, gosh, that's like a really small meal. Like, that's all. One small extra meal a day is all I need to eat extra when I'm pregnant. And so just reading that, I was like, okay, I need to have like a heart-to-heart with myself. So I remember that night sitting in front of the computer. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning and I couldn't sleep. And I was like, okay, so I don't need to eat for two. Sorry. I don't need to eat for two. So if I eat the right foods and the right nutrients and I don't think about eating for two, then I won't gain all that excess weight, right? Because everybody talks about, that they gain all this excess weight because they eat too much, right? Like when you're pregnant, most pregnant women, like I have tons of friends and clients and they're like, I gained 60 pounds, but I ate my way through pregnancy, right? Like how many times have you heard a friend or a family member say that? Or maybe that's yourself right now. Maybe you're like, I'm totally eating myself through my pregnancy because I just can't control myself because I want to eat like everything in front of me and I just am hungry all the time. And so you feel like, maybe you're like just, in your first trimester and you're like, if it's like this now, well, how much weight am I going to gain, during my entire pregnancy? So I kind of had a moment where I was like sitting on the computer and I was like, okay, so I only need 300 calories, so I have to stop thinking to myself that I'm eating for two because it's that thought going into pregnancy that I had that I was like, I gotta eat for two, that had me like almost like putting me in a bad position, putting me in a position to fail because I was like, all right, I gotta eat for two. And it's kind of like I was giving myself an excuse to eat because for me, I'm a fitness and health coach, so I've always felt like this like stress, this pressure to look good all the time, right? So I was even more scared of not looking fit and, people, thinking bad of me or looking at me bad because, I let myself go. And so I had this extra pressure, but knowing that I didn't have to, that I didn't have to eat that much, it allowed me to sit down and like put things in perspective and say, okay, I can do this. I can eat healthy. I don't need to eat for two, and And I did it just at that moment, sitting in front of that computer at that time, completely changed my mindset. And from that moment on, from that day on, I think I was like 6 weeks pregnant. I said, I'm going to commit to eating healthy. And you know what? I didn't even think about it. And I think this is something that is really freeing and can completely change your pregnancy, especially if you're having troubles with the whole eating thing. So I said to myself, I'm not even going to think about calories, because who likes to count calories anyways, let alone when you're pregnant. So I just said to myself, I'm just going to eat when I'm hungry, and I'm going to stop eating when I'm full. What a thing, right? Like, your body is really, really smart. And it's even smarter right now that you're pregnant. Like, your body is going to tell you what it needs. When you have a craving, your body will crave things when you're pregnant, but it will crave nutrients that your baby needs. So listen to it. When you're craving ice cream, that's not your body, your baby telling you the nutrients it needs. It's your head going, oh, well, I'm pregnant, so why not, eat what I want? This is my one opportunity, while I'm pregnant. That's your mind. Your baby and your body will tell you what it needs, and those are the good calories. So if you just go into this pregnancy, or maybe you're, far along into your pregnancy, but you just say, I'm going to eat when I'm hungry, and I'm going to stop eating when I'm full. You don't have to think about calories, my friend. I promise you. And it is so freeing, because then you're not worried about, how much you're eating, and you're not thinking about eating for two, which is not good. You don't need to. Imagine only 300 calories extra you need to eat while you're pregnant. That is not a lot of food. That's like, a quarter cup of nuts and a fruit. That's all you need extra a day. So no wonder, did you know, I read this today? More than 50% of American women are overweight during pregnancy. Over half of pregnant women are overweight, gain way too much weight. Is that not insane? But that's because our doctors don't educate us enough, and because we have this mindset of having to eat for two, and it just takes just hearing that for a moment. You only need 300 calories a day, and you don't even have to worry about counting the calories. Just, if you eat often, don't let yourself get hungry. I talked about this in another live video last week. Allowing yourself to get hungry is like setting yourself up for failure, because when you're hungry, you have low blood sugar, and when you have low blood sugar, sister, it is really hard to have willpower. So when you have low blood sugar, your body craves sugar. It's not like you're having a pregnancy craving. When you have low blood sugar because you haven't eaten in a few hours, your body is screaming, feed me sugar and feed me now. So just don't let yourself get hungry. If you don't let yourself get hungry, that is half your battle while you're pregnant when it comes to eating good. So just don't let yourself get hungry. Eat a healthy carb and a healthy protein, some vegetables, some fruit every few hours. Always carry a snack with you. That is like the biggest trick. Just don't leave your house without a snack, whether that's, some nuts, a fruit, some veggies. I have tons of healthy baked sweet snacks recipes on my website that I always make. So I always make like a batch of chocolate chip muffins, chocolate chip cookies, or pancakes, and I always bring a few of those with me in my purse, even now that I'm not pregnant, because it really keeps me from overeating or eating bad things, because I'm starving. Because when you're starving is when you make really bad choices and when you overeat. So if you could carry a snack with you or some food every time you go out, anywhere you go, and you just eat every 2 hours, even if it's just a few bites to hold you over till your next meal, I promise you won't overeat. I promise you 75% of your cravings will be gone. And don't think about eating for two. Just let go of that thought and those words that people have put in your head, because you don't need to eat for two. You need 300 extra calories. And if you would just listen to your body, eat when you're hungry, stop when you're not, it is going to be life-changing for your pregnancy. If you've been gaining a ton of weight and you haven't been feeling good about yourself, this is going to help you so much. I promise you that the pounds will start to slow and to level off, and you will end up gaining just the right amount of weight, and you'll be able to lose it so quickly, and you'll be able to enjoy your pregnancy, and you'll feel healthy, and you'll feel fit. And there's nothing better than feeling like, an in control, healthy, mom. It's just so freeing and so good, and it helps so much postpartum when you have that baby and you're able to feel, confident and good about yourself and not self-conscious. So it's so worth it, not just for during pregnancy, but after, to have a healthy pregnancy and not to have piled on all the pounds, because then it's so much easier to lose it. So there you go. Stop thinking about eating for two. Eat when you're hungry, stop when you're full, and always carry a snack with you, a healthy snack with you, and don't let yourself get hungry. I promise you, if you've been piling on the pounds super quick, they will slow down if you start doing these things. Okay? All right, guys, I will talk to you later. If you have any questions and you're watching this on the replay, just go ahead and put them in the comments. I promise you, I will go back and answer them. Okay? Talk to you guys later. Bye.